Hey you guys, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is going to file a lawsuit against Paxos, the issuer of the top 3 stablecoin Binance USD. What is happening with Binance is just the beginning of major chaos, while BNB is at risk of dropping to a new low. What's going on in the market? How to preserve your assets? And is there a risk to stablecoins? Let's find out right now. SEC is going to sue Paxos for issuing BUSD stablecoin as an unregistered security. Paxos is the issuer of BUSD and USD Paxos stablecoin. By law, Paxos has 30 days to challenge the application. BUSD now ranks 3rd among all stablecoins with a capitalization of $16 billion and is one of the top 7 cryptocurrencies. After the news broke, the BUSD to USDT exchange rate began to drop by 0.1%. So far, it's not critical and looks like the exchange rate will return to $1. Interestingly, the lawsuit is specifically about BUSD. That is, it looks like the SEC is intentionally strangling the largest exchange. For its part, Binance said that BUSD is a product issued and owned by Paxos and regulated by the New York Department of Financial Services, NYDFS. Many have noticed that stablecoin does not pass the Howey test for the asset to be a security. The Howey test refers to the U.S. Supreme Court case for determining whether a transaction qualifies as an investment contract, and then therefore would be considered a security and subject to disclosure and registration requirements. The Supreme Court established 4 criteria to determine whether an investment contract exists. One of the criteria is the purchase of an asset for future profit. Obviously, stablecoins don't fit this criterion, however, it is not that simple. The test is designed to determine if there are investments in securities, which actually means stocks. And the notion of securities is not just shares. It is a tradable financial asset, stocks, bonds, certificates, warrants, etc. In the case of BUSD, the token is a tradable asset, and Paxos has a financial obligation to the owner of the stablecoin to exchange it back to dollars if requested. So technically, the SEC has a valid reason to hit Paxos. So does any issuer of centralized stablecoins such as Tether or Circle. The New York Department of Financial Services has ordered Paxos to stop issuing BUSD stablecoin. While Paxos is ending its partnership with Binance on BUSD, all assets are backed by one-to-one real dollars. New and existing Paxos customers will be able to redeem their BUSD funds or convert their BUSD tokens to Pax Dollar. But is there a risk of a Binance scam and what to expect from the market? BUSD will no longer be issued and its supply will only decrease over time, to which CZ, the head of Binance, reacted immediately. In brief, he assures that the issuing and printing of BUSD is handled by Paxos, and all the exchange customers' funds are safe. I remember Sam from FTX also said the same thing. CZ noted that Binance was informed by Paxos that they have been directed to cease minting the new BUSD by the New York Department of Financial Services. Paxos will continue to service the product and manage redemptions. Paxos also assured Binance that the funds are SAFU and fully covered by reserves in their banks, with their reserves audited many times by various audit firms already. The head of Binance also pointed out that Binance will continue to support BUSD for the foreseeable future. We do foresee users migrating to other stablecoins over time, and we will make product adjustments accordingly. For example, moving away from BUSD as the main pair for trading, etc. There is a risk BUSD will stop working in the future, and Binance understands it. It is important to point out that Paxos only issued BUSD on Ethereum blockchain, and Binance has been issuing Binance Peg USD on BNB, Polygon Optimism, etc. blockchains against real BUSD. Also, more than 90% of all BUSD are in Binance. As you can see, BUSD is completely dependent on the largest exchange. Now, Binance will have to look for a new stablecoin, but BUSD holders are advised to switch to USDC, USDT, or DAI. All these events led to the withdrawal of $500 million in stablecoins from Binance in an hour. But if you look at the chart from dollar outflows from exchange, you can see that it was even more than that. So it is a common situation, and there is nothing wrong with Binance reserves. The story with regulation began January 9, when Binance announced that from February 1, Signature Bank would stop servicing SWIFT transactions less than $100,000. On February 6, Binance suspended transfers of USD for an unspecified period. In sum, banks taking deposits from crypto clients, issuing stablecoins, engaging in crypto custody, or seeking to hold crypto as a principal have faced nothing short of an onslaught from regulators in recent weeks. Regulators have taken a serious look at centralized exchanges and cryptocurrencies. Binance and BUSD are just the tip of the iceberg. It's only going to get worse. So keep your assets in your wallets and decentralized stablecoins like DAI. FYI, this is not financial advice. And while the SEC is deliberately attacking Binance, let's figure out if BNB has potential or, on the contrary, the token is doomed to an endless decline like FTT. After the news, BNB reacted with a small decrease of 10%, which is not much for this scale of events. On the daily chart, we can see that the price is trading in a sideways trend at the top of the chart. In technical analysis, such a block is called distribution, where big players sell their tokens to retail investors. But it is important to understand that BNB token is essentially a Binance stock, and it is centralized. All tokens are in the hands of CZ and his company, so they will decide when to pump and when to dump the rate. In the short term, we see a buy zone at $220 and a sell zone at $300. It seems to me that this price range suits CZ, so BNB steadily stays in the top 3 cryptocurrencies and shows its dominance. But there is a more important chart that does not promise anything good for BNB. This is the chart of BNB against Bitcoin. Since December, the rate has started to decline and formed a steady downtrend. The current drop is just a bounce off the trend line. With all of the problems with the regulator and the loss of stablecoin, I expect BNB to continue to decline against Bitcoin and the dollar. There is a large empty zone on the chart to the dollar that could be filled. This will cause BNB to fall $40 to $50, and then it could be considered a fair correction. But please keep in mind, I am not giving financial advice, just sharing my observations. To sum up, regulation is coming, and it could hit the market hard. It all started with Kraken staking, now the BUSD ban, and tomorrow they might ban staking on Coinbase. Keep your assets in your wallets, buy the dip, and trust only yourself. And that's all I have. Thanks for watching. Your Coin Post.